The healthcare space is dominated by major players with unlimited bank accounts. My two guests today believe that they have cracked the code. They're going to change the way health is delivered in this country. Stay tuned. It's going to get exciting. What's shaking, everybody? My name is Ross Mandell. I'm coming to you guys live today from Delray Beach, Florida. I'm sitting at Scott Woolley Studios, and I got a treat for you all. Boy, oh boy. I mean, we have two female guests. They're known as the Code Girls, founders of Code Health, Dr. Lisa Piper and Wendy Cohn Osborne. What a privilege it is to have you guys here in my studio.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
Now, I love to tell the audience what my prior relationship was, if I had one. So we never dated, right? We never partied, right? But we met at a quantum mastermind event hosted by Mikey C. Rock, right?
Yeah.
At the Diplomat Hotel. And I had the privilege to meet you guys and learn a little bit about your product and about each one of you, right? We have a geographical background. Isn't that right?
We do. We're Long Island homies.
Is that crazy? And Dr. Piper, you are what? I have no words, but I do have the greatest respect that any human being can have for enterprising female entrepreneurs. I have two daughters, and so I know what it's like to watch a young girl grow up and become a woman and become entrepreneurial. And I'm familiar with some of the sort of mountains you have to climb, right? It's not easy peasy. Now, it's not easy peasy for men either, but I feel like women have to literally be, it's like that old axiom. You have to be twice as good, right, to get half as much. So my understanding of the code, a great name, by the way.
Thank you.
Crack the code. What? Who thought of that, first of all? Who came up with that?
That was me.
Yeah, Lisa
Yeah.
came up with the code.
Lisa, really? I thought I would have bet $100 right now.
I have to give her
You're
all
the marketing
credit
girl.
for
You're the
that.
marketing
I
genius.
know. She came up with it.
Wow. So I want you to take us back to the beginning, before the code existed. Lisa, tell us about early childhood. Where'd you grow up? What was life like? I want to know how you evolved, the two of you.
Yeah, I'm from upstate New York, Saratoga area, Schenectady County, grew up in the Capital District and played soccer, was a normal kid, played the violin in the orchestra, had a great life and got out of New York as quickly as I could because it's too cold up there. And
Freezing up there.
yeah, moved down here to live with my grandparents and in Tampa.
Wow.
And been there since 96. So,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
you're pretty smart. Made some good decisions.
Yeah. Get out of New York. That was good.
Mm-hmm. For me, I grew up in New Jersey in a town called Montville. And at the time, there was nothing there, but it was the greatest childhood. We had neighborhood. We walked to school. It was just a great place to grow up. Originally, my family's from Long Island, but really I'm a Jersey girl. And then through college, moved to South Florida.
Where'd you go to college?
I went to University of Maryland, College Park.
No, you didn't.
Yes.
Stop it
we're
now.
both Terps.
I
We are
forgot.
so
Now that you said it, I remember.
I
What?
know. We are so connected. So I had a great 3 years at University of Maryland. My freshman year, I actually went to Emory University in Atlanta.
It's a great school.
And from there, moved back to New York and then moved down to South Florida. So I actually spent most of my life in this area. And here we are today.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting part was after I left South Florida, I met my husband now today, whom is the Osborne part of the name. And he lived in Land O'Lakes, which is a little town outside of Tampa. And so I moved to Land O'Lakes, and that's how I met Lisa.
You know, it's so funny. We all have our own little shticks. Land O'Lakes, you know, I'm familiar with that name because they have like a butter.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, everyone says.
Everybody
but it's-
knows.
Everyone
I
just says, is that the
actually
butter?
buy Land O'Lakes.
Is that the butter? But yeah, it's just actually Land O'Lakes is because there are just so many lakes where we live, little tiny lakes everywhere.
I did not know
So yeah, it's an amazing place to live. I love it. People always ask me if I like living on the west coast of Florida versus the east coast, and I loved my life on the east coast of Florida, but the west coast is really, I found my place. I found my people. I clearly
that. Well,
found
you
my
two
people.
guys are like
Yeah.
bread and butter. I mean, really, it's very rare that you find two women, in my experience, that like fit together the way the two of you do. And that's like from a guy like me, that's a really high compliment. I want you to know that.
Well, thank
I
you.
find
you.
most women to be so catty and sometimes petty and jealousy and all these different things. So you're married.
I am married.
And
We
you-
were both married.
Mm-hmm.
You're both married. Fellas, I'm sorry. You know, you're going to have to just go with the product. You have to figure out how to make some money here, because that's what we're all about. And but that's very interesting. So you're both married and happily married, right? Children, you both have children or no?
Nope. No
I have two children.
You mentioned earlier
I have
today.
a daughter who's turning 33, and I have a son that just turned 30.
So you were like a child bride?
12 when
12
I
years
had
old.
them. I'll
Okay.
just go with that. I'll go with that.
Okay.
But yeah, so was a mom first and foremost. I still am. It's just still a big part of my life.
It's great, you know, and the husbands, right? They're very supportive of all this.
They have to be.
Well,
They don't
now
know.
I'm looking at Lisa, and I want to hear because, you know, you mentioned a minute ago you have no children, right?
I have a
What-
puppy.
But no, but in a
She's
way,
cute.
the code
Yeah.
health is.
Yeah.
It's our baby.
It's like it becomes a child. You know what I mean? It becomes when you birth it, right? You literally create it. You named it, right?
Yeah.
And you have deep-rooted feelings for it, right? And we met, I think, was it February, end of January, when he
Yeah.
had that event?
Yeah.
And you know, you were very, very. I remember very well. You know what I mean? I don't remember all the details, but I remember, and I think I have samples still. And you know, it's something that I love to see because people do not understand when you birth a company and you try to create a brand. I mean, it's like it's a people don't see it. They're like, oh my God, look, you know, it takes 20 years to be overnight success, really. And you guys are sticking to it and you're promoting it. And we're going to get to the whole thing because I want the audience to understand now to the depth that I'm starting to understand. So
Yeah.
I want Dr. Piper here to talk about when she got COVID.
Yeah. Like a lot of people during the pandemic, I also came down with that virus and
You were really sick, huh?
I was really sick. I had a fever of like 104.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I was sick, and I literally did everything I knew to do holistically, and I wasn't getting any better. And
Wait a minute, holistically,
yeah,
not antibiotics and
no medicine, just like, you know, saltwater bath with baking soda, taking all the vitamin D and all the vitamins and supplements.
I never heard of all this stuff. Really?
Yeah, I did everything that I could, and nothing worked.
You take like Advil and Tylenol and all that.
No,
Really?
try not to if I don't have to. But, you know, like silver, I'll take silver as an antibacterial. There's a great chelated silver that we love. So, you know, you just zinc, all the supplements, everything natural. And that's what I was
Really?
doing.
I take every over-the-counter medicine that exists.
Well,
Oh,
this is
no.
why we're here.
yeah.
I'm really in shock right now
Yeah.
because 104 is a high fever for an adult, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was
Did they know it was
probably-
COVID? Did you know it was COVID? Was that a word at the time?
It was a word at the time. Everybody was sick.
Because I got COVID. I was in prison,
Mm.
and they hadn't figured out what it was. They actually took me from prison medical to a hospital.
Oh, wow.
It was that bad. And they didn't have that word coined yet. They just knew there was some sort of virus going around.
Right.
Yeah, I was sick August of 21.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. It was a thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
they knew.
It had already become
Yeah.
the pandemic.
I think it was like August 1st
the
is when I
quarantine
actually,
had already happened, and we were well into it at that point.
yeah.
You guys were friends at the time already?
Yeah.
We were.
Oh,
we
okay.
were.
This is
Yeah.
pre-code.
Yep.
Pre-code.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pre-code.
PC,
Actually,
and there's
before we
postcode.
get in, I know there's pre-code, post-code. Before you tell the story, I think tell Ross how we actually met.
Yeah, oh, this is a good one.
Yeah. So, parallel to all my formal education and all the background that I have in energy healing and all that good stuff, I've been a hairstylist for 30 years
With a PhD.
with a PhD
I think you could be
and
very...
a master's
you
in
might
health
be the-
psychology.
You have a master's degree
In health psychology
And a
then
PhD.
a PhD in natural medicine.
and you're a hairstylist.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is... I got to check. Somebody's got to call Guinness
Yeah.
because this could be a
I had to-
world record.
I had to feed myself while I was going to school. So I had to cut a lot of hair and do a lot of color. And she walked into my salon one day. Her neighbor was one of my clients and referred her. And so she walked in and we knew instantly we were going to be friends.
Is this Land O'Lakes too?
Well, Tampa. I'm in Tampa.
So it's like
Yeah.
bordering.
Yeah.
Right.
She's a little bit up there, a little bit far north, and I'm a little closer to like the airport and the heart of Tampa. But I'm still in Carrollwood area. So
But
it's not-
you're working in a salon.
my house. A
Oh.
home-based salon.
Oh, okay. Now we're starting very highfalutin.
The private experience, of course.
Listen, when I was on Wall Street, I knew I had achieved a certain level of success because I was told you got to go see Cindy Grippo.
Oh.
Cindy, a little shout out, became an ex-girlfriend. But, she had a salon in her apartment.
Mhm.
It was all built out and everything. It was like a big to-do, If she agreed to take you on as a client because she was sold out. Very interesting story. So you're cutting hair from home.
Mhm.
So you have a little mini salon in the house?
I do.
Husband's good. He's cool with that?
Yeah. He's gone all day, so it doesn't matter. I work from home and he doesn't.
Is he a
so-
regular guy?
Yeah, he's just a regular guy.
Okay. What does he do, if I could ask?
He is a service manager for his family's marina. So he fixes boats.
A boat guy.
Yeah,
A
boat guy.
boating guy.
Yeah.
That's really, so this is really wild. So you walk into her apartment, house,
Mhm.
because she comes highly recommended.
Highly recommended. Us women, we get, totally connected to the people that are doing our hair for all these years, right?
Listen, hair and nails. Listen, my daughters have eyebrow girls.
Understood.
I had to
Yeah.
drive to Palm Beach, we're in Boca, to get an eyebrow girl. There's 8 million places. No, Dad, you don't understand.
Understood.
Yeah.
I was actually, when I met, at the time, he wasn't my husband yet, but when I was going back and forth, living in Land O'Lakes, every 2 weeks, because I had another business also, but every 2 weeks I would go back to Boca, have my nails done, and every 5 weeks I would have my hair done. And finally, Carl, my husband,
I'm
said, we live in Tampa. There's got to
There's
be
40,000 hair
somebody
people.
that could do your nails and somebody that could do your hair.
Yeah.
And my neighbor had beautiful blonde hair. And I said, well, all right, let's see who. Let's see
Color,
who-
everything,
Oh,
right?
everything.
Oh, colorist.
Mhm.
I happen to know from experience. It's
Don't
a big...
you think her hair looks beautiful?
Well,
It
yeah.
does look beautiful.
Thank you.
You both came out of the car, and I was like, I'm going to tell you guys, this very candidly, it's the kind of guy I am anyway. But when you both got out of the car, I was like, boing. I was
Aw.
like, wow.
Cute.
Guys, I remember in my mind, I classified you as great looking women, but I forgot. Because you're not only you're great looking, but you both have an energy is the word, an
Mhm.
aura. And what a shock. You're drinking energy all day. So
Well,
we got to
you know-
figure this out, everybody.
This is all we talk about, right?
Yeah.
We are made of energy. And so we really are so passionate about what we do. And when we talk about code, which we'll talk about later, we exude that passion, which is that high vibration, which is the energy.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. 'Cause I'm very sensitive to energy.
You feel it.
I bring a lot of energy, but
Mhm.
I feel like when I'm around you guys, I'm more amped up.
Mhm.
I might need some of that calming potion.
Okay.
We'll give you a drop.
Definitely.
We'll give you a
Because
drop.
I could feel it.
Mhm.
Literally, it's a very interesting thing. All right. So, wow. So you're doing cuts and color.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You have an assistant? You do it by yourself?
No, I do it by myself.
Foils? Did we go
Foils.
foils or do
Yeah,
we
of
go
course.
a rubber
That's just-
cap with you pick the hairs
Oh
out?
no.
No, no.
I've
no.
had a little color myself, just so you ladies know.
I don't do anything half.
Yeah.
You know,
So
it's-
foil
yeah.
her up. And how was her hair when she walked in? You're like, oh,
It was
gosh.
nice. She's got a lot of hair.
Very nice highlights, very soft. Very
Thank
nice.
you. Yeah.
Thank you.
I was very blonde. I was very blonde actually when I met Lisa.
Yeah.
Probably as blonde as Lisa. And she toned me down a bit.
I made some changes.
You're a nice blonde, though. It's not brassy. It's
Yeah,
very nicely
yeah.
done.
I made some changes. She used to wear her bangs a little bit differently, and she used to wear her hair a little bit differently. And when I saw her and her face shape and her energy, of course, I'm going through Pinterest and I'm like, this would be really good for you. And she didn't let me do it right away, but we kind of grew into it. And as she got to know me a little bit better and trust me a little bit more, she says, okay, I'll try it.
Mhm.
And now here we are, and it's way better than
Yeah.
it was.
Lisa is incredibly creative. And
I kind of see Wendy could be a tough customer.
oh no. This is not true.
I'm just hypothecating here. It's just,
This is not true.
We are both.
if you don't really know what you didn't know her,
I would
you didn't know her, and
say
she
I
wants to
wouldn't
make
say I'm a
these-
tough customer. I'm someone that knows what I like.
We're both
I'm
very particular.
Right. And we're
Particular's a good
particular.
word.
Mhm.
And so, but I'm not particular in a nasty way. It's just
No.
that,
She
you
had,
know, I'm specific.
she had to earn your confidence and trust.
She did.
Yeah.
She did. But really, after sitting in the chair, she really did. And that is where she actually had me. I'm going to say she had me at hello because I sat
Love
in the
that.
chair and I'm not one to typically sit still. I've got, you know, a lot going on. And she made me. She's very bossy. Let's just call a spade a spade.
Really?
If we're going to talk
Okay.
about personalities
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah. No, sit still.
Yeah.
If you want your hair to come out good, you're going
Right.
to sit still.
Yeah. So
This isn't a Ferris wheel ride.
yeah.
Well,
So
you deal with
anyway,
all
I
types,
was
though, when you're
very,
servicing.
very
Yeah.
still, and she started talking about spirituality and energy and things that I really never touched upon. And I thought that I was pretty well versed in a lot of things. I learned over the years that I was actually more spiritual than I knew that I was.
Mm.
And I was living a life very much that way. But my interpretation of it was actually my own interpretation, so very different. But with that being said, I sat there and I listened to all this stuff that
I had
she,
her right where I wanted
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
and that was it. But tell Ross about what
No.
happened.
Back to the COVID
Yeah.
story. Yeah. So I was really sick, and my father was the neighbor is the neighbor to this brilliant biologist who specializes in immunology and virology.
Wow.
He had created, and he's a farmer, so he's very, very holistic and very nature oriented. I mean, he's quite brilliant. And so he had created this molecular formula, and they were in clinical trials for FDA approval, phase 2, I believe.
It's a
And
very expensive phase, by the way.
Mhm.
yeah, and they were showing efficacy with this particular antiviral formula with COVID. So my father had some in his safe. And that's, you know, he was keeping it in his safe because it was like, nothing can happen to this. So he kept it in the safe and he overnighted it to me. I should have called him earlier. I was probably 3 or 4 days into being sick
You
before
were
I called
so
him.
sick.
Mhm.
I mean, you're so funny. You should have called her.
She was so
When I'm sick, I can't move.
She was sick.
I just had a different attitude. I just thought that I was, you know, I'm a yogi. I eat healthy. I meditate.
There's
I
another thing I have to ask you
exercise.
about now.
Yeah, I live a very holistic, conscious life. So I didn't believe that this virus was going to hurt me. And I believed that if I caught it, that I would heal very quickly from it just because I'm healthy and my mindset and all these things. So I was pretty surprised as I was into day 4 and I was still getting worse. And so that was when I called my dad. And again, he overnighted me these drops. And there's a very specific protocol. And after the first day, my fever was gone. And that was huge. And by the end of the second
You left
day,
something out, though. It's important, I think, to the story. You mentioned that, I heard you say this on some podcast or somewhere, that you had, after like 2 days, you had lost your sense of smell
yeah,
and your sense of taste.
yeah. And by the end of the second day, I had the earliest signs that the taste and smell was coming back.
See, that didn't happen to me. But like my kid, one of my daughters, for like a year,
Oh, yeah.
I remember when she was telling me it's coming back.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I know people that would lost it permanently, they
Yes.
think. You know, they
Yeah.
just...
Yeah, I was very fortunate. These drops literally saved my life.
And you're very aware of everything, I see.
Yeah.
You're like cognizant of it. When I get
yeah.
sick, I'm like overwhelmed. I can't even think.
Yeah, I go into warrior mode and try to do everything in my power to fight that virus.
So you're a yogi on top of PhD, master. You have
I
your
am.
doctorate in what field?
Natural medicine.
Right. I knew that, but I just wanted to get
Yeah.
that on the record, so to speak,
Yeah.
because these are all important, I think, components, right?
Yeah.
They go into the code itself, code health.
That's right.
So now we're learning that, she's very spiritual, but sort of untapped. Didn't know it until it was brought to your attention, right? That's how I am.
Correct. Absolutely.
Someone will tell me something, I'm like, wait a minute. And then I realize, 2 days later, they were 100% correct.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't even realize.
Right.
And you are very cognizant of all these things that go on in your life, being a yogi. What type of yoga did you?
Kundalini, yep,
Oh,
which is the spiritual yoga.
yeah, very interesting. My daughter's taking hot yoga now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Bikram.
so healthy,
Yeah.
Wow. So now this immunologist,
Yeah.
biologist, farmer,
Farmer.
he hands over some of his inventory to your dad,
Yeah. Just a little bit.
and he then sends it to you
Yeah.
overnight mail, FedEx or UPS, right? And you decide to try it because you trust your dad. What
Yeah.
did your dad do?
My dad was a truck driver.
Wow.
Yeah.
But he's the kind of guy, when he tells you something, you believe him, right? You have that kind of relationship.
My dad is not really holistic.
Right.
So it was kind of interesting because I'm like, Dad,
Right.
I don't take the drugs. I don't do pharmaceutical drugs unless it's like I'm dying. And I called him at this point because I literally was
Dying.
not feeling so great
Yeah.
and I was getting worse. And it was a little scary. Those times were scary for all of us. We didn't know enough about it. And no, Lisa, this Dr. John, he's like you. He calls him Dr. John. His name is Dr. John McMichael. He's like, Dr. John, he's like you. He doesn't like all those drugs and chemicals either. It's natural. I don't know how to explain it. My dad is a man's man. He's not
You're
technical.
not going to find very many holistic truck drivers.
Yeah.
I was going to say it like that.
No, not at all.
Zero.
So anyway, he's like, you can talk to him, you can call him, but it works with your body. And I said, all right, Dad, if it's drug free and it's non-toxic and it works with my body, I'll try it.
Really?
I'll try it. So it came in a little glass bottle with some handwriting on it. And I was like, I smelled it. I couldn't smell. So what difference did it make? and then I started the protocol. So
Do you remember what that was? Or something like it?
yeah, it's the same protocol that we used for our antiviral formula. So
Oh.
that was really the genesis of our company. About a year went by and I had spoken to Dr. John and I thanked him for saving my life. I sent him a thank you card, but I wanted him to put a face with my name. So when I went up to see my dad, I said, would you bring me by the farm? I want to meet Dr. John in person. I want to, thank him. So we did. And I just looked at him and I said, why doesn't everybody have this? And how can I help you bring it to the world? Because we just came through hell. And if we could have all been saved by this, and it was that simple,
Millions
then
of people died.
millions of people died.
Millions.
And then
A million died from the cure, or whatever. The
Vaccine.
The vaccine.
vaccine
Oh,
killed
yeah.
over
Yeah.
1 million people.
Yeah.
yeah, so that's a whole nother podcast.
Are we sending Dr. John any royalty checks or anything? I mean,
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, quarterly.
Oh,
so
yeah.
he's part of the code?
He's our chief scientist. So the formulas that we, when we got into this, we thought he had one formula, and that's the one formula we were bringing to the world, an antiviral. Then we found out that he had over 200 patents. Then we had to get really clear as to what we were creating and what we couldn't live without. And that was when code started, and we settled on 10 formulas.
So now we're getting to the meat and potatoes here.
Yes.
See, this I did not know.
Yeah.
So Dr. John, the farmer,
Yeah.
was really sort of a co-founder with you guys.
He's the inventor of the formulas. He is the molecular biologist, and this is basically his life work. For 40 years, he's a research scientist. He's a professor, and this is what he's done. He's created this process called resonant molecular signaling, and it's about signaling the cells to restore balance in the body. When the cells, it's kind of like it's like using your cell phone. When your cell phone loses a signal, you don't go out and buy a new phone. You look for a better signal. And when the signal is clear, the system self-corrects. It's the same with the body. All of our cells are oscillating inside of our body, all communicating, all of the systems working as a whole to keep you healthy. And when that communication gets disrupted, you experience that imbalance as a symptom. So all that each of these codes do is it goes in and it restores that communication, and then the body recalibrates.
Homeostasis
Yeah,
Exactly.
homeostasis.
takes over.
Balance.
Wow.
That's right.
See, who knew? So it's really a communication tool.
That's it.
It says, hey, fellas, the break's over.
That's right.
Yeah.
Let's
It's
get back to work
exactly
here.
That's
what
it.
it is.
Who knew? I didn't
Yeah.
know this.
And it's exactly what you're made out of: salt water and energy.
Salt water. So in each one, these are little code packs,
Mhm.
correct?
That's right.
And they're all designed to address sort of different symptoms. Is that fair
Yeah.
to say?
Yep. Different things.
Okay. And there's nothing in there but saline, which we know is in every IV, right? The first thing
Yeah.
they do. And energy. I don't know. See, that's the hard part I'm trying to get my hands around. Like, how do you put energy in saline solution?
Okay, so we took Dr. McMichael's formulas,
Right.
and then we use, this gets a little bit more technical,
Okay.
and this is quantum style. I know you love the word quantum.
Love it.
So we use quantum radionics, and the technology does it. We don't do anything. Dr. McMichael creates the formula.
Right.
The technology has the ability, just like your cell phone. When you take out your cell phone and you want to capture an image, you open up your camera, you press the button, your technology does it all. And before you know it, you have a digital image right there on your phone. Now you can take that image and you can put it on any medium to show the world. A magazine, a coffee cup, a canvas, print it, whatever.
I'm not that capable, but I understand the point.
Mhm.
Right. So the quantum radionics map the information in Dr. John's molecular formula. The technology digitizes it into the code, and then the same technology imprints that code into the medium, which is saline solution, simply acting as a carrier to deliver that information from the molecular formula to your body.
Through a drop.
One drop,
One drop.
sublingual, under your tongue.
And it goes into your system. It's absorbed into your system, right?
Mhm.
And that energy somehow gets to the appropriate cells, right?
Right.
And says, fellas, break time is over. We're going to get back to work, something to that effect.
Yeah.
It's very wild. It's wild. I mean, I'm processing it, but, I'm the kind of guy that likes to understand the commercial aspects. How do I sell that? How do I create a level of importance around it? How do I break it down so a guy like me can understand it? And maybe even a lesser guy that like me. You understand what I mean? I'm trying to, I found it difficult when I met you guys to fully understand that, right? But now we're getting to the crux of the matter. It's just this sort of formula, this quantum formula for energy. But it's all different energies, right?
Yeah. All different energy patterns.
Just give us an example of a few different things.
Okay. So, for example, this one is our sleep formula.
Oh, slow down now. So I take melatonin gummies, right? I also take, Advil for sleep. I take a million different things because I'm not a good sleeper. What is that supposed to do? One drop.
Helps you fall asleep faster.
Better than melatonin?
I think so.
Okay. Very
I do.
interesting.
The beautiful.
Not as good as Seconal.
It
I'm a pill guy.
actually, it's very interesting because you really do take a lot of medications, right?
I do.
So what we talk about before Lisa gets into each of these products is that in our world today, we have all this technology and we should be the healthiest in all history.
Correct. I agree
And
with
we
that.
are the sickest,
We're right up there.
right?
Yeah, it's true.
Why? Because part of the reason is because people are taking over more medication than they should be. Why? Because the medication is just made up of synthetic chemicals. Now, we're not saying that we're anti-pharmaceutical. There are very specific times where it's very important, where pharmaceuticals are necessary. But imagine if you can take something that's all natural, non-toxic, and drug-free with zero side effects that will work with your own body instead of using things like over-the-counter prescription. And I want to talk about Dream for a second specifically, because you take a litany of things to make sure that you go to sleep. Well, guess what? I used to as well. Every single night, there's a product called Unisom. Some people may know it, some people might not.
I've heard of that product.
Unisom is just one of these over-the-counter medications that's a sleep aid. So every single night, I took a Unisom, whether I needed it or not, because I was
a tablet.
Tablet.
Right? Okay.
Because I was afraid that I wasn't going to sleep and I needed my sleep. And it started way back, even when my kids were little. So this is a long time, right? Anyway, I took Unisom every night. And the medication in the Unisom, the side effects of it was sometimes I woke up groggy, I was still tired. I didn't know what else it was doing to my body. Now I know it was doing a lot more things than just making me tired. But we get our formulations, and our sleep formula was one that was necessary to put into the code kit. And I was so, and I'm going to use the word addicted to my sleep aid, that here I was, the founder of the company, starting to promote these all-natural products.
Of the code, you mean?
Of the code.
I couldn't believe
And
it.
I was
busted her.
Still taking the Unisom.
I was.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I
So
said,
Lisa
stop
was-
that.
Lisa was so...
Mentally, you're like...
That's
you-
right.
You think you need it mentally.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So she said, please, just, we have it. This is all we're
I was
doing.
getting bossy.
Right? She was boss.
I get
So
it.
I said, I'll do it, but I'm going to wait until Friday night so that if I don't sleep, I'll have
Saturday.
the weekend
To recover.
figure it out. Friday came, and I actually took, which we'll talk about later, but I took a drop of Calm during the day.
Okay.
And then I took a drop of Dream at night. I actually took 2 drops of Calm. And I went to sleep, and guess what?
She got the best night's sleep ever.
Oh, come on.
I woke
Stop
up
it.
in the morning. Now, this is my story, and it sounds far-fetched because, of course, I'm the founder of the company. But we have people that have serious sleep issues, and they have been taking a litany of medications, and they convert over to the Dream, and they sleep beautifully. The thing about dream is that if you wake up in the middle of the night, and someone that has insomnia or someone that has sleep problems, they're not going to sleep 8 hours. But if they wake up in the middle of the night, whether to go to the bathroom or whatever their habit is,
Just take another drop.
we just recommend that you take an additional drop under the tongue and you go back to sleep. And it doesn't matter if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, because what you're doing is you're just shifting your system and it's putting your body back into balance. And you wake up without any of those unwanted side effects.
I mean, this alone, if this was the only thing you guys had, and it was a fraction of the efficacy that you just shared, it's $1 billion product.
Yeah.
Just, you call it Dream?
Dream. And it works
Within the
really
code.
well
Within
with
the
Calm.
code.
Like she said, Calm is our stress relief formula, and it's great for overactivity in the brain. It's great for children with ADD.
I would need
or
like
ADHD.
Sledgehammer and Coma. Those are the two concoctions I would need.
Your name would be Sledgehammer, the
Sledgehammer is my
Sledgehammer
Calm.
code, and the right.
Hit me over the head with a sledgehammer.
Yeah, and the Coma code.
The Coma code is so I could take a nap so I could go to sleep. Because I
Sledgehammer and Coma code. Yeah.
those
Yeah.
are
Remember that.
that's what I take.
You know, when we start to do our new marketing, we're gonna actually call the Dream. We're gonna be like, AKA
Coma code.
Coma code.
You're correct.
Exactly.
I would seek out the coma because that's what I'm looking for. Because to me, to this cat, sleep is the most important thing in my day.
I mean,
It's when your body heals itself.
Yeah,
that
yes.
sleep
And
is-
people don't realize you do not heal if you do not get into a certain
this is
sleep.
correct.
You know, Tom Brady recently came out. LeBron James. You know, they will have sleep coaches. I don't know if you guys are aware of that.
No.
Yeah, I actually did a little paper on it when I was in prison in the drug program, and that is one of the single newest things amongst the $100 million athletes.
Yeah.
They have to get sleep.
Yeah.
You don't sleep, you don't perform. You don't sleep, you don't heal. Imagine these guys. One of these, they make $50,000 per game. Imagine they're out a few games. For you sleep, you heal.
Right.
So I'm interested in Sledgehammer and Coma.
I will.
That's what it takes to quiet my mind and
yeah.
to let me sleep.
I will say this: we don't, make any claims, and we're not going to say that every person that takes one drop is going to sleep, like a baby. However, if you use these products consistently and you take them with intention, you will absolutely improve everything within your system.
You'll get a result.
Right?
It's measurable.
And
for people with an aura ring or
exactly.
It's
That's where I was
It's
just
measurable.
going to go.
You have
right?
to. Sometimes you have to educate your body to a new.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll take one of those drops, and my body be like, "Are you fucking crazy?"
Exactly. And it may do that. Sometimes it does
Takes
that.
a minute, right?
Because what we have is information medicine. It truly is the new paradigm of medicine. First, there was chemistry. Then there was frequency. Now we've taken it to the next level of information medicine. Yeah. But I also want to go back on something that you said about melatonin. Melatonin it's fantastic. It's a natural supplement. But what people don't understand is that even taking natural supplements can be very dangerous and cause side effects, because if your body is not able to process those ingredients properly, that's where you get the side effects. So even with natural products, there are side effects. So what we've done is we've taken everything to the next level. Everything has every ingredient has information, and it's the information that is what's in the code.
So this is Dr. John's basic formula, which is saline solution treated with frequency or energy, correct? Something
Correct.
like that.
That's right.
That informs various cells within the body to behave.
That's right.
To abide by whatever the communication is, right?
to do what they were designed to do, and that's heal the body.
To reset, let's say, the body, right?
Mm-hmm.
To the body is acting out in some way, shape, or form. We want to
It's out of
remind
balance.
it that,
That's
hey, let's
right.
get back to business as usual, something like that, right?
We
Yeah.
actually always say that because what we have is information, and within the drop of the saline solution, we actually say, and it's called, and it is, subtle energy patterns. And those subtle energy patterns are nudging or reminding, giving little nudges in a small vibrational way to go back into balance. It's nothing that's suppressing. It is nothing that's harsh.
You're not forcing a
there's no
chemical
force.
reaction.
Exactly.
You're reminding your body.
Unlike sledgehammer.
Unlike sledgehammer. Yeah.
Tree
So
value.
that's dream. So
Yeah.
go ahead, let him.
So Calm is the one that I was at also, which was for overactivity, and it's great for stress. Really great for stress. Everybody can use this, even if they don't think they're stressed, because most people are stressed and they just don't realize it. It's become the new norm. I'll go pretty quickly, and then you can ask
I want
me
to
any.
hear the different options.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Protect is our immunity formula. So great for traveling, great for 2 drops a day, AM and PM, 1 drop each time. And
Did
great.
you take any today?
Of
Every
course,
day.
every morning.
Oh, you take them all? Not all of them.
Yeah,
we
I
take multiple formulas.
Yeah,
But
I
today
start
you were
my day.
traveling, right? So you took
I mean, I
Protect?
take this one every day
Yeah.
anyway because it boosts
Protect.
it.
Mhm.
I get it.
Yeah,
Protect is the immunity defense formula. And it's funny because if somebody says, well, what's your favorite formula? I always go back to Protect.
Really?
Always. We have been taking Protect now for 3 years, almost 3 years. And we really have not been sick. And we are
Oh, yeah?
around a
True.
lot of people. We travel, we do conferences. If we feel like something might be coming on, well, then we go to resilience, which we'll get to. But the idea of Protect is that our own bodies have the ability to protect themselves against foreign agents, bacteria, virus. What this particular formula does is it just gives you that added boost of protection. And this has a lot of research and tremendous efficacy.
Protect.
Mhm.
Protect.
Protect.
Great
And
name.
then we have React, which is our allergy formula.
Ooh.
And it works for all kinds of allergies, seasonal allergies, if you're allergic to fragrance or things like that. We've even had a lot of people, we didn't know it worked for food allergies, and it may not for everybody, but we've had multiple people come back that have had food allergies that have used React. And they were like, we had one guy, he said, I haven't been able to eat red meat for 10 years. And I'm going to put your product to the test. And we were like, not
Why
sure.
couldn't you eat red meat?
He had an allergy.
Oh.
You would come out with hives,
Yeah.
and you would get rashes. And we met him at a conference. And
And then he went to the Brazilian steakhouse with our product
Mhm.
and put it to the test. And he came back the next day and bought them all.
yeah.
He's like, if they all work as well as that worked, he's like, I can eat red meat now.
Now he has heart disease.
No.
I'm playing.
No.
Okay, so now I just want to say one thing. So this is Dr. John's 10 of his 200 formulas or whatever, correct?
7 out of 10 are his. And then 3 of them are ours.
So you have mastered the art of frequency to some extent, right?
The quantum radionics
Quantum radionics. I love this.
is our little trick in our sleeve.
Okay, so you've learned
Yeah.
quite a bit on this journey,
We
right?
Oh,
have.
yes, we have.
Okay, so breathe is our pulmonary formula. That is great for breathing. So,
Wow.
and the other thing is, even if you are into holistic health and you're doing, or you're a wellness center or something like that, and you do molecular hydrogen, it's great to take breathe before that, because then it opens up all your air passages. But it's great for people with asthma. It's great for
Wow.
people with bronchitis, just pulmonary issues.
I love that.
And it is part of our allergy duo. So together
Right.
they work
'cause
synergistically.
I understand that.
Yeah. And same thing, the antiviral formula that saved my life, that one is called Resilience.
This is what John basically sent.
Yeah.
Resilience. What a
Yes.
great name.
Yeah. Thank you.
And it's an antiviral.
It is.
And it helps your body fight off COVID.
Yeah.
Restore your sense of smell and your taste and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Wow.
And I was just going to
It
say one
works,
thing. Go
and
ahead.
he did a lot of other research as well on things like herpes, HPV,
Wow.
chickenpox, shingles. It works
Or
for
viruses.
virus.
Right.
Wow.
That's why he knew that it was going to work on this COVID virus because it was viral. What resilience does is it stops the replication of the viral load. And that's why resilience is given in a very specific protocol.
Right.
Because what Dr. John says is you're pushing or you're rushing these signals into your system, and that's what it does. It stops the replication of the virus from.
Right. So it dies instead of.
Yep. And you have to follow
Producing
the
itself.
protocol all the way until the end. So
Somehow he's figured all this out.
he's 40 years.
Yeah.
40 years.
Wow. Wow.
Okay, so the next formula is balance. That's a daily formula. Again, just like Protect, it's 2 drops a day, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. And it just helps the body heal itself faster. It's great for a little immune boost, and also helps with general aches and pains that come with aging. It also is, we've had some third-party testing done as well. And we did balance, which on a mitochondrial level has been shown at UC San Diego. It upregulates, so it increases energy.
Wow.
Increases mitochondrial function and ATP production on a muscle.
Adenosine triphosphate.
That's right.
How do
That's
you like
right.
that?
That's brilliant.
Yes, mitochondria is the energy.
Yeah.
You know,
And-
you're not just good looking.
Yeah.
You got brains.
no.
Yeah. We tested React also. And so we know this one upregulates and this one downregulates, which is what you would want to see in a heightened histamine response. So
In a heightened.
if you have an allergy
Histamine.
attack and the histamines are heightened in your body,
Okay.
then we know that we need to downregulate that to get back to the optimal range balance, right? Homeostasis.
Homeostasis.
And then we tested calm. So this one we tested on an immune cell, and this calm we tested on a neuronal cell. And just like you would want to see in a heightened stress response, we downregulated the stress response, balanced the autonomic nervous system.
Where do you do these tests? Like how?
That we've done a lot of different testing using different devices. We can definitely measure the physiological effect. We've done live blood microscopy. We've used the neural check heart rate variability monitor. We've used the BioWell gas discharge visualization device. We've used Oura rings and Apple Watches. And this was Dr. Hemel Patel did some mitochondrial research at UC San Diego.
You have a relationship there somehow?
Dr. Patel, his company is Versea Health. And Dr. Patel is the chief science officer for Dr. Joe Dispenza.
Okay, it's a name I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
He's
so-
brilliant. So that's why we chose him and that company. And the other thing that we did recently was we sent samples of balance and calm to Japan to be studied at the Emoto Institute. If you've ever heard of Dr. Emoto, he studied upon freezing droplets of water what the structure of the crystalline structure would come out looking like. So for example, if the water was exposed to heavy metal music or
Right.
thoughts of war or hate, it would be a very distorted type of a pattern. Whereas if you put gratitude and love and happiness and joy and all these things into the water, they would make these beautiful snowflake looking structures. So we sent balance and calm to be tested, and they came out beautifully with 6-pointed hexagonal crystalline structures.
Now I've read articles that quote studies, right, about water fluids that are addressed, that are screamed at and
Yeah.
brutalized and curse words and all that. And same type of water that was blessed with goodness and even Hebrew prayers and calm and all that. And they say that there was a chemical response.
That's right.
Is that true?
Yeah. I mean, what are you made out of? more than 70% water,
Correct.
over 90% on a molecular level.
Correct.
So your electrons and water, salt water and energy.
And some of us are more sensitive than others, right?
Yeah.
So you're screaming at this water, and some of us are like, who cares?
Yeah.
There's a lot that we've been doing lately with structured water and understanding how our products work with the body. So when you break it down, our body's made of more than 70% water. And if the water inside of our body is structured properly, and you're providing the body with the proper structured information, that's when everything works at optimum level and goes back into balance. And so that's a key component to code. Again, we're just using normal grade, medical grade saline solution, salt water. It's water, but the salt is actually what is holding the information. And all you're putting back into your body, unlike the chemicals and the prescription medication, is what your body is made of. That's it.
It's, it's a very interesting the way you present it. It just makes a lot of sense, even intuitively. You know what I'm saying? It's, I'm trying to think, I'm processing it, right? Live, recording. My boys here, people, guys I love. And, what I think I'm battling in my conflict, my inner conflict, trying to see the beauty in what you guys are representing and the, not just goodness, but the efficacy. Is it real or not? Right. And I'm fighting, I think, 69 years of programming.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Programming that says, are you kidding me?
Of course, because
you understand the point. You're fighting these tapes.
100%.
Yeah.
This is why when I talked about the story of taking Unisom, here we were. We literally, our mission is to make people aware of the importance of what they put in and on their bodies. Okay? If this was our mission, why was I still taking something that could potentially be harmful to me? And I knew it to be harmful.
It's a habit,
right?
Though. It was a habit.
It was just something that I did every day. And so, like the same person that would take an Advil for a headache, because Lisa didn't get to.
I take 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
That same Advil, what it's doing to your body and everything within your system, it's affecting your digestive system. It's affecting everything. You know that, but yet you still take it every day because it's been working for you. I'll give you an example because we've already spoken about React. We had a customer, she saw us on a podcast. She learned about the product and she decided she was going to try React. She suffered from allergies for over 25 years. She purchased the React, and what I came to find out because I spoke to her on customer service, not only was she taking one allergy medication, but she was taking 4 different ones, and even ones that were 24-hour. She thought it would work better, and she took it every 12 hours.
That's my story.
Right.
And none of them work, by the way.
Right. Well, they're not working because they're
creating
now
they're creating
suppressing
side effects.
everything.
Yeah. And
So
creating more.
I said, well, look, you've been doing this for 25 years. We're going to have to slowly wean you off of what you've been taking and bring the code drops into your system. Long story short, within a few days, she switched over and she is now only taking code drops. And not only is
You mean
she
like for hay fever, that kind of thing?
exactly. She has severe allergies. When she would walk into her classroom, there was something that was irritating, probably mold. And she doesn't even have any irritation now when she walks into her 4th grade classroom. She takes React and Breathe together. And because she just wants to hedge her bet, really, that's the truth of it, she's taking 4 drops of each per day. Now, in our bottle,
let me just say one thing real quick
Sure.
before you get to that.
Okay.
The idea is to make small incremental changes You know,
Right.
start incorporating this, start becoming more proactive. That's it. You can't just do
Right.
everything all at once, but when you know better, you do better.
Right.
If you don't know better, you do what you always did and you
Right.
get what you always got. But when you know better, you do better. And so tell them about the size of the bottle.
So just what I was going to say is when you look at our bottles, even the bottles that are in our code kit, which we really created, and we call it the modern medicine cabinet.
I get
Okay.
it. That's great. By the way.
And this modern medicine cabinet is to be shared by the entire family. Now, just to backtrack, this is safe for people and animals of all ages and sizes, and it's not dependent on size or weight. So we have a tagline. You can be a 5-pound Chihuahua, a 200-pound person, or a 1,500-pound racehorse. The same one drop works for all. Now, that's something to really wrap your head around.
It's hard
right?
to. It's hard
It
to.
really is.
But
I
you're
get
just
it.
taking the information on a vibrational level.
But you think the horse would need a little bit more vibration?
No, it does not.
Really?
And so in
I have
this,
a friend that's built like a horse.
in
I don't know. One, he's right there. I don't know. I don't know how one drop's going to work for him.
in this bottle, there are over 300 drops. And so one bottle, if you're taking a drop AM and PM, which is recommended for each, formula,
Right.
it's also taken as needed. So for instance, if you're having a heightened allergy
You take a few.
response,
Yeah.
Take a shot glass.
you would
No.
You would
Throughout
just
the
take
day.
throughout the day. You would take it
One drop
until
throughout the day.
you use the word before, homeostasis. You want to get your system back into balance.
And with the allergy formula, you feel it. Like when I walked in, something irritated me. I
Yeah.
felt it. So I took out my little travel kit. I took a drop of React and I'm breathing very clearly.
Wow.
But before, and when we started the podcast, I had a little bit of phlegm that was happening. I don't know. When you change environments, your body has to adapt.
Correct.
So why not be proactive and help your body adapt faster?
The one thing that I wanted to
good
say,
argument.
the one thing I wanted to say about React, and we talked about the safety for animals. Many domestic animals, dogs especially, have allergies, skin rashes, and we're all taking our animals to the vets, and the vets are giving our animals every month a shot of things like Cytoport. It's one of the medications. So besides the fact that it takes a lot of energy and effort to take your dog to the vet, your dog is getting a shot, getting medication that's causing unwanted side effects for that dog. Imagine that you can have a bottle of React at home and give your dog drops as simple as one drop on a small treat and give it to your dog. You can even put a drop on their food.
Have you tried this with animals?
Of course,
Oh,
we
yeah.
have.
You have dogs that.
We do.
Yeah.
My dog takes 4 of these products every single day. And that was another thing that I wanted to also explain. But let me just say about the React that with the React, it's the same thing as a person. If the dog has severe itchiness or heightened, allergies, you give an extra drop until the symptoms go away.
And dogs don't lie.
And that's
You can see if they're scratching and
Right,
itching,
right.
you give them a drop. Then they're good for a while. Then they start scratching and itching again. You give them another drop.
exactly.
And it can really work that effectively.
Yes.
I'm asking. I have a friend. His name is Steve. Right.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't believe in anything. And by the way, he's right over there. He's here, and he'll be shaking his head and he'll nod his head so you believe him. But the truth is, he's very hard to convince or persuade. And he's one of these guys that's been programmed by old tapes.
Of course.
Yeah.
But myself included, I want to believe. I want to buy into this because it makes sense. And I know that I'm polluting myself with a million different things. And I know the body heals itself.
Yeah.
I know that for a fact.
So
But it's just it's a big, tough road to overcome.
it really is. But here's the simplicity of it. The simplicity is this. We say feel the drop. Because when a person takes a drop, depending on what their needs are, and then they actually have an experience,
Correct.
then you understand. And so many times when we're at conferences, this is when people have aha moments. And we had a situation where there was a guy, and he was a big man. He looked like he could have been a professional athlete, really big guy. And he came over really burly, and he just said, I have allergies and breathing problems.
Yeah.
Which one is going to help me? Because he heard us talk on the stage. We said, breathe. He said, give it to me.
React to.
Right?
Yeah.
So we gave him a drop of breathe, and he said, now what? And we said, we'll see you in a little while. He came back in about 20, 25 minutes. He said, I don't know what's in it, but I feel like my airways are starting to open up. I'm going to buy it.
Yeah.
And so we have people that when they come to us at the booth and we give them a drop of calm, we can literally see people that are highly stressed or anxious or tense. You can literally see the lines in their forehead
Their whole demeanor
come down.
changes.
We see their
It's
eyes
unbelievable.
change. They just start to talk a little more calmly. Now, the thing about calm, the name evokes something where people think, well, it's going to make me calm and fuzzy and loopy and hazy. It actually does almost the opposite in a good way. It makes you calm, but it makes you clear and focused.
Yeah.
And so much so, we were actually going to call it Focus.
Yeah.
Because this product works with your nervous system. And like Lisa was explaining on a technical level, it down regulates. And so it puts the autonomic nervous system back into balance. And I'll give you another story of me who really took a lot of things that I shouldn't be taking. When we had these products delivered to us, I was taking several of the other products, but I didn't think that I needed calm because I thought I was dealing with life great. I thought that I'm good. Why do I need calm, right? We went up to New Bern, North Carolina to do testing with Dr. Patrick Porter, who is the founder of BrainTap and one of the founders.
He's been on my Instagram.
That's
Yeah.
right. He's
Yeah.
amazing.
And he's a founder of that one
That's right.
also.
He's a founder of that one
founder.
quantum expansion as well.
I didn't know that.
Yes. So
Wonder
shout
why.
out to Dr.
Yeah,
Porter.
we love
Patrick
him.
Porter, he has an automatic response. We keep saying he's going to get back to me, but
He's fabulous.
yeah.
Well, he's our guy. He's fabulous.
Interesting.
But he
Okay.
understood this immediately. So he invited us up to BrainTap, and we did a lot of testing there. One thing that he uses is something called the neural check device. And in very simple terms, it measures heart rate variability, but through the measurement of putting 2 clips on your wrist, he is able, through this system, you are able to see your autonomic nervous system, your psycho-emotional index, your stress index, your
brain waves.
brain waves, your biological
Age.
age. Okay. So I was a perfect candidate because I had never taken calm. So I get hooked up. They do a pre-test. I take 1 drop of calm under my tongue, wait 30 minutes, and then take the second reading. My autonomic nervous system was so off the charts. And this is the level of stress that I was living at, but I
She
did
didn't
not
even know
know that I was living at that heightened level. With 1 drop of calm,
I'll probably blow the machine
you
up.
would blow it off the charts. With 1 drop of calm, it put me right into mid-range. My psycho-emotional index was 55%, which means my brain was only really working at 55% capacity of what it could do. It put me to 98% with 1 drop.
So you're saying I should try calm.
And my
and John should definitely try some calm.
But here's the most incredible thing, and this is what made me really realize that I needed calm in my life, because my chronological age at the time, it was 3 years ago, I was 55. My biological age was 48, which was great,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
It's already
But
good.
when I took one drop of Calm, my biological age went down to 31.
Baby.
Well, stress is the leading cause of dis-ease. When you reduce the stress,
Right.
seemingly unrelated issues resolve. You become younger again.
Stress.
You know, stress is
your body
like
kicks out a
it
lot of
ages
cortisol.
you.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when we start to talk about these things, even though the technology and the technical aspect and the research seems off the charts, I want to ask you this question. When you go to the doctor and the doctor gives you a prescription, do you actually ask the doctor how that prescription is working on a technical level with your body? Let's say you have high blood pressure. Do you ask the technicality of how that blood pressure medication is reducing your blood pressure? No.
Or what's in it?
Or how it works, what's in it?
No, you trust your doctor.
So what do you do?
I don't trust my doctor. My doctor's an idiot.
But you take prescription and you go and you buy something over the counter because you hear a commercial. But even with those commercials on TV, every medication has a litany of those side effects.
Oh,
and
yeah.
we can go on and on. Diarrhea, constipation,
Vomiting.
vomiting,
Nausea.
Death.
nausea, and
Drowsiness.
possible
Can't sleep.
Possible death.
possible death. But everyone is still taking
And what are your
that
side effects?
Zero. Because all you're putting into your body is information.
Well, you're putting saline solution
That's it.
it.
It's what you're made out
and
of.
energy.
That's right.
Yeah.
And energy is what is energy. That's the thing. You
That's
know.
right.
You know.
So
that's what they say in Adderall. What we're doing is putting energy.
We have
So
people
actually-
coming off of Adderall
we have
using Calm.
That's right. This is an incredible product for people that have ADD and ADHD.
Wish Larry was here.
And people that take Adderall have stopped taking Adderall and are taking Calm. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
No, so I should take some Calm right now. Is
You
that what
ready?
you're saying?
Yeah.
What do you
All
think?
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So it's as simple as one drop
One drop's not gonna
under
do
the
anything
tongue.
to
It
me.
will?
Yeah,
Not unless
one
it's
drop.
Not a
One
lot
drop.
of acid.
Start with
Yeah.
one drop.
One drop under your tongue.
How do you know if it's one drop? My hands are numb.
That should
That's
do
it.
it.
Drink 3.
That's okay.
That's okay. Your body will only use the information it needs.
Right.
You can't overdose on it.
It has a little salty taste.
That's
It's
the
saline.
saline solution. But in generality, how do you think it tastes?
Non-event.
A non-event.
Yeah.
Nothing.
So it's great for kids because they don't
Right.
like taking medicine that tastes
Oh,
bad.
forget it,
And that's
kids.
what I was going to say. Imagine you have a child that has a stuffy nose
Yeah.
and going back to breathe.
I would kill for the allergy stuff because sometimes when I went to the bathroom before, I had to blow my nose.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's calm, but
Right.
Yeah.
So breathe, I just want to say also is great for plugged ears
And
for children and mucus.
Yeah.
So instead of giving your child something like Sudafed, Dimetap, all of those,
Benadryl.
Benadryl,
Yeah.
whatever it is that has unwanted side effects, imagine just taking one drop of
Yep.
saline solution, salt water.
And there's 3 more formulas that we have yet to get to.
Go ahead.
It's really, the way you explain the story is fascinating. You know what I mean? It's you have to be open to this kind of thing, right? A
You
lot
do.
of people
You
are
do.
closed.
You
a lot
do.
of people are closed. You can't get to first base because it's not even a game. You don't realize it. You tried. But if you're open,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like
I always say to people, I've put a lot worse things in my mouth than saline solution.
let's not go there tonight.
We're talking to Ross now.
With me, everything goes.
All right,
But,
let's
All right.
talk about the
So
rest.
Slim is our metabolic formula. It supports healthy eating habits. It reduces the cravings for sugary, starchy, fatty foods.
I should have taken some of that.
You can
You can take multiple drops. So I like Wendy said earlier, I mean, I start my day with 5 formulas. I think she probably does as well.
I do 6, an average of 6
Yeah.
a day.
2 of mine are experimental.
Right. But in the morning, for example, Lisa was talking about molecular hydrogen inhalation. So I don't typically have a stuffy nose But every morning I do molecular hydrogen inhalation, which is great, could be a whole other podcast. But the point is that I know that if I take a drop of Breathe before I start my day, and I am still with myself, and I just even do breath work, when I take a drop of Breathe, it opens up the nasal passageways, so the experience is better. So just as Lisa said, she practices yoga. For someone that does yoga, breath work, you take a drop of Calm and Breathe before you do a yoga session, and you just have a better session because you are more calm, focused, centered, and your nasal passageways are also open. So we're working very synergistically with the health and wellness world, and we're also entering the world of alternative to over-the-counter and prescription medication. Slim is one of these products because what is everyone talking about? Everyone is talking about GLP and their shots that they take, and they are losing weight, and the dangers are real.
Yeah.
And so again,
that whole Ozempic thing that happened.
Well, I can tell you the guy that's going to ultimately edit all these clips began his journey on that today.
So
I got a call.
Slim is our metabolic formula, and it's really quite incredible. And remember how we said that everything has information?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Slim, you want to tell them?
No.
Slim is the information of a keto-based powder. And so instead of taking a scoop of this keto-based powder and putting it and mixing it with 12, 16 ounces of water, drinking it, letting it go through your system and digest properly without any side effects, all you're taking is the information of that keto-based powder, one drop under your tongue, and it's providing your body with the same information, and it works with your metabolic system.
Yeah. Well, hold on. When you take the powder, though, you're getting protein, right?
Right. So you're not getting that with this. You're just taking the information of it. There's a lot of ways we can do research to find out if the information of the protein in the keto powder translates. We're not there yet. Scientifically, we're not there yet.
This alone would be a big deal. I don't have to tell you guys.
It's a big deal if your stomach is growling and you're hungry and you don't have access to good food or whatever. Like, you take a drop and in 10 to 15 minutes, your stomach's not growling anymore.
I was on the way here today. I was eating a bag of cinnamon raisin chips, cinnamon sugar, terrible. But
So
I was craving it.
Yeah. But this stops the craving.
Helps with that.
So people that are looking to lose weight, or even people that are doing intermittent fasting, one of the most difficult things about intermittent fasting is you get hungry. Mm-hmm. So we've had a lot of success with people taking a drop when they wake up in the morning, and it just tides you over to just get you through to when you're ready to eat.
I want you guys to know I'm feeling very calm.
Yeah. Do you feel a difference already?
I actually feel it, but I'm trying to reason with myself and say, what have these women done to me?
Yeah.
We have someone.
I hope I've been roofied.
We have someone
it's a
very
clear, grounded feeling.
Yeah.
You should. Tell us what you feel.
Yeah.
I feel like a calmness.
Yeah.
It's weird because I'm uncomfortable with that feeling.
Yeah.
I like to feel jazzed up a little bit.
Right. Yeah. We have someone that also had an experience, and he was having issues with breathing, severe issues, and our friend asked us to send him some. And he called us, and I answered the phone, and I was surprised to see his name on the phone. I had his contact, not one to make phone calls. And he said, "Wendy, this is so-and-so." And I said, "Hi, how are you?" He says, "What is this voodoo magic that you gave me? Because I took these drops of Breathe, and it was the first time that I was able to sleep through the night because I was not having issues with my breath."
Wow, it's a big deal.
That's a big
That's a
deal.
big deal.
And again, we don't make any claims, but when we start to hear these type of testimonials, this is how we know we're doing something that is revolutionary.
Mhm.
And, you can't have a testimonial without a test. And a testimonial comes from someone that tests the products.
Very, very important. When you met Scott earlier today, one of the questions he asked you, do you have any testimonials, right?
Yeah,
We do.
we do.
Very interesting. So now what are the other two that we haven't
So
gotten
the other
to?
two are relief and recover. Relief is our pain and inflammation formula.
Very important.
It's, we know the limitations of the product. If you have chronic pain, debilitating chronic pain, it may help take the edge off a little bit, especially when it's used with calm to decrease the stress, because pain stresses you out. So then you're dealing with stress and pain.
Oh, yeah.
So together they do help, but chronic pain is a beast. Where it works very effectively is with headaches, PMS, that kind of stuff.
Going to meet Stephanie soon, I think. Migraines.
Yeah, even migraines. Yeah, we've had multiple people that were really shocked that it worked with their migraines. And recover is our muscle and joint formula, but it's really effective before and after your workout. So if you're going to the gym, you're working out, it helps your muscles recover faster.
This is really powerful. Now,
Yeah.
these things, this is a 10-pack, right? I'm looking at.
Yeah.
You can purchase it as the full kit.
Okay.
You can purchase each product individually.
Okay.
And each product comes, as you can see, in 2 different sizes.
I was going to ask that question. Okay.
Right.
And so the larger size is 15 milliliters with approximately 300 drops in each. The smaller bottle has approximately 60 drops. So at 2 times a day, it's a 1-month supply. This is really for the individual on the go. Although this is our travel kit. This is our code kit. You can see it's simply the size of our hand. So you can take this to travel as well.
And that has
For the
all
whole
the
family.
bigger bottles.
Yeah.
in it.
Correct.
Yeah. Which is great because, this type of medicine you have to be proactive with. Everybody is different. Like even with the stress formula, calm, one day is not so bad. I might take 1 drop. Another day I might be stressed out. I might need 2 or 3 or even 4 drops throughout the day. If life is hard some days. So same thing with allergies. Some days the pollen count is higher and you need 3 or 4 drops to get through your days. Some days 1 drop is enough. It just depends on what you need it for. So that's why we say this one is for on the go. If you're in Target or you're shopping or you're out and all of a sudden you feel anywhere, you feel a headache coming on, you have something to go to. You get stuffed up real quick, you have something to go to. Somebody cuts you off on the road and you get upset or anxious and you have you have something to go to. So
we actually have a great story. Beginning of the podcast, we told you about my neighbor who recommended Lisa.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, the same neighbor.
God bless her, by the way, right?
he
Exactly.
was a veteran. Are you talking about?
Oh, I was going to first about the little girl.
Okay, go ahead.
So the same neighbor has young children, and they were on a school trip to Disney for the day. From Tampa, they went to Disney.
Right.
And one of the little girls on the trip started to have
An
an asthma attack.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
And they did not have
Her
her
inhaler.
medication, which was an inhaler.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my neighbor uses Breathe. She happened to have had it with her. And she said, look, it works for me. I know it's safe for kids. It can't hurt. And they gave that little girl the Breathe. She knew enough to give her another drop 15, 20 minutes later. And by the time she was done, she was breathing perfectly.
Great story.
Yeah.
So it's things like that. These travel kits are great because they just clip on to anything. Yeah. You could throw it in your purse. You can put it on your person. You can put it in your pocket. And everybody loves it. On our website, we actually have created something where it's called Create Your Own Code Kit. And it's your own starter kit.
Yeah.
And not everybody,
your favorite 5.
Right. Not everybody wants to delve into all 10. And so really to get people going and understanding it, they figure out which ones resonate most with them and their needs, and you pick 5, and it's create your own starter kit.
So what is something like this cost? That's what I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to figure out the commercial aspect now.
Yeah.
So
If I want a kit like that with all 10,
all 10, it's
these are the small sizes.
small size. Each bottle is sold at $44 individually.
Wow.
And again, it's a 1-month supply if used 2 times a day. If you purchase the entire travel kit, it's $444, plus you get the case, $444.
So no break.
You get a break because you get a coupon, and we have coupons on our website, and we have
Okay.
all kinds
And
of
we run
special
specials.
things all the time.
And what does the coupon offer you? It
It
depends.
could be anywhere up to 20% off. So you're really at a really great price. This actually, and we'll be honest, this is not the best price because it really is a specialty item. This is very different. This is a great price because one bottle is $111, and that's full retail price. Even at full retail price, it's a 5-month supply, so it's $22 a month.
Yeah.
So
It's definitely more economical to buy the bigger size because you don't know how many drops you're going to need throughout the day.
Oh, I get that.
And if you're
Listen,
sharing it with your family, it's just better.
yeah, and the starter kit, we say it's 5 of our full priced for $444. So it's really a great
5 of
And it's $11.10 for the full kit
Right.
in that size, and then $444 for choose your favorite 5, and then you get the case included.
$444.
right.
So it's like $80
And-
bucks.
Yep, that's right. And then so at $88 or $83 each, because you get the case, it's less than $20 a month.
Yeah.
The other thing is on our website we've paired
Is that where you buy these right now?
right now
Where
on our
would you
website.
find this? I want the audience to know.
Yeah. Our website is www.codehealthshop.com.
How'd you come up with that name? I'll play.
So-
I love it.
yeah.
Codehealthshop.com.
Yes.
What about on social media?
Same.
You guys are on social media?
At Code Health Shop.
At Code Health Shop.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's now you're not in any stores at this point.
We are not. That
Okay.
is our goal. Someone asked us just yesterday what our vision is. And our vision is that Code is a household name. And so people will become much more aware of it just by us being on podcasts like yours and putting ourselves out there. We actually have our own podcast.
Tell
It's
us about it.
called the C3 Podcast, Code Conscious Conversations. And we just bring leaders in health and wellness.
Biohacking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would guess, you're in the biohacking movement, yes, with the
Yes.
Lolly family and
Yep.
all that.
Correct.
I've had them here, Teresa.
We were in their Shield, She Healed
Yeah,
documentary
yeah.
about women's
okay,
health
good, nice.
optimization.
Yeah, they wanted to feature me in this new one with what's his name from
Lawrence
Australia.
Elyard.
the new
Yeah.
woo.
Yeah,
The new woo.
woo.
It
The
will
new
be
woo.
fantastic.
Yeah, it will
You think
definitely
so?
be
Oh, yeah.
fantastic.
It will be
They're
fantastic.
really next level. They're great people,
Yeah,
right?
they're great
We love
people. We
them.
love them.
Their children actually
Love.
Yeah.
Love and Legend.
Yeah.
Shout out to Love and Legend,
And to the
Lolly. They're
Lollies. Yeah.
literally
Love Lolly.
we
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
them. We
Yeah.
really do
Killing
adore
me.
them. These kids take Code.
Do they?
They do. And they love it. Oh, I wanted to say one more thing because it reminded me of what Legend said when he was a couple of years ago.
About the rainbows.
About the rainbow. So our products, if you see, it really is.
They're
e-
color coded.
color
Colors,
coded.
I see that.
Mhm.
And
We-
again, it was Lisa's brainchild.
hmm
And go ahead.
We did the very best we could to align the color of the product with the energy centers in the body that it
Wow.
correlates with.
Mhm.
So, for example, the heart is the home of your immune system. So we made that the resilience. It's also the heart of our company because it was the genesis of our company. And balance is your core. So that's our daily formula. It's the core of everything. And it's fundamental and foundational to everything else. We believe that this enhances the efficacy of all the other formulas.
Balance.
Yep. And react is sky blue, the color of the throat, the chakra or energy center in the throat, which is where you feel that allergy when it first comes on. And protect, before you see that pathogen coming your way, protects you.
Wow.
And then calm is your cosmic connection, or lack thereof if you're stressed out. So everything we did was very intentional.
Very thoughtful and intentional.
Yes.
Yes.
When Legend took the drops, he was just disappointed because he thought each drop was going to be the color
inside
of
the bottle.
of
That's
the bottle.
hysterical.
Yeah.
But we asked him. We said, "What does it taste like?" And he just said, "Salty."
It's a little salty.
just a
yeah,
little
it's,
bit.
Salty.
You don't want to put food dye in it.
No.
Imagine.
But
No
you
need.
can take multiple products at the same time. We just recommend that you wait 15 seconds in between each one.
Because the energy could cancel each other out.
No,
maybe.
they really don't have.
It really doesn't.
But we just say wait 15 seconds. We like to say to do things with intention.
Yeah.
So with each product, when you take the drop, think about why you're taking the drop.
Mhm.
And that's also the energy that you're putting into your body.
Yeah.
It's the intention
The
and the
thoughtfulness.
thought,
Yeah.
just like we spoke about the water and
Yeah.
Dr. Emoto. When you're thinking love and you're thinking for calm, Lisa always says, go ahead.
The energy flows where your intention goes.
Mhm.
Say that again.
The energy flows where your intention goes.
So when you take a drop of calm, we always say,
Wow.
Feel the drop.
and
Oh, what I always say when I give somebody a drop of calm, I always say, I am calm, clear, focused, grounded, present, coherent.
You didn't do that with me.
You
Right.
took your own drop.
I took 3 drops, and I'm feeling.
And are you feeling all those
I am
things?
feeling remarkably calm,
Good.
which is almost uncomfortable for me.
Mhm.
I like that edge, but no, I get it. I mean, it's
Give them a drop of balance and bring them back a
talk
little
about
bit.
food for thought.
Yeah.
This is really why not?
Why not?
Balance is, a lot of people say when they take balance, it's interesting because if you start to talk about our products and you speak to someone who has a speciality in kinesiology, or they do
That's
muscle,
a mouthful.
right?
Yeah.
But it's muscle testing and working with the body's natural abilities to heal.
That's it.
The
This one.
True too.
they always gravitate towards balance. Balance is just something when someone holds, if muscle testing, you're able to tell if it's working or if it will work for a person just by them holding the product. And we did testing with Biowell device where there were individuals that just put balance right here, and then the device tested them and it showed that the biofield changed just from holding the product. They didn't even have to take it
Wow.
because.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
there's
biofield science is definitely very interesting.
Well, this is a whole new field of science. I mean, I was engaged in a conversation recently about frequency,
Mhm.
about vibration.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I was talking to a little bit of an old school guy. He doesn't understand any of it and doesn't agree with any of it. And if you can't see it, touch it, feel it, taste it, or hold, you know what I mean? It's not real to him if it doesn't engage those 5
But-
senses.
Yeah,
You know
but how
what?
does that
Yeah.
work when you breathe?
Mhm.
Because you don't feel, touch, or sense your breath, but you breathe. How do you digest your food? It's automatically happening. That's the energy. That's our life force. Without your breath that you can't see or feel or touch or any of that keeps you alive. Without it, you're dead.
Bunch of stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. But when you've been raised a certain way,
Mhm.
and you have a certain mindset, so like prove me wrong. Yet these are people that walk through life like
Right.
that. You wonder, it's biohacking.
But nothing changes if nothing changes.
I agree with that, and they shouldn't call it biohacking. Like that's a term.
I agree.
This should be just the way we think today.
Right.
Health optimization.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
you're fighting
endless
this whole
pursuit.
arena that's worth, you show me a
Billions.
pharmaceutical company, I'll show you something that's worth $100 billion.
Yeah.
100%.
Talking about it's legal mafia. the insurance companies, the pharmaceutical companies. I'm still looking for a sponsorship.
Yeah.
But,
At the
you
end
know,
of the
it's-
day, you
it's-
can't buy your health. You have to be proactive and you have to take small incremental changes to do better today than you did yesterday.
Right, you have to explore new things, new
Yeah,
opportunities.
and opens your mind.
That's how I am personally.
You know, the person that you were speaking to about energy and frequency, there is the terminology good vibes, right?
I get that.
That came from high vibration. When someone walks into a room, if you walk into a room and there was an argument going on, you could feel
You can feel tension
that
in the air.
energy. You can, it's like you
But
can
you
cut
can't
the
see it.
air, but
Right.
you can't
That's
see
an
it.
expression.
Right?
You cut it with a knife.
Cut it with a knife. You can walk into a room and the energy is so high. There doesn't even have to be music playing, but everybody is just in a great mood. That's high energy. And that's also a very big difference between frequency and what we have, which are subtle energy patterns. This is an important thing.
Subtle energy pattern.
The frequencies can be measured. You can measure frequencies in hertz. And our subtle energy patterns, really, there's no device now that can measure the subtle energy pattern in the same way.
Except maybe the Biohacking device, which can show, you know, we tested all of our products. We took a baseline of just saline solution, standard medical grade saline solution. Then we ran a scan with, they have an accessory called the water sensor. And we tested each of all 10 products, and it shows that there's a higher energy measured in joules in the energized saline solution than there is in the baseline. That's
Okay.
the only thing that can say there's something in this bottle. And
well,
it's
Farmer John knows.
yeah, Farmer
does.
John knows
And
where
he's
the
not giving it
information
up.
comes from.
He does.
And you
Yeah.
know. But,
We
you know,
know.
you can't really, you're calling it energy and vibrational or frequency. But, you know, what is really in this saline solution that makes it different than, let's say,
It's digital homeopathy. It's the
it's
next
easy for you to say.
evolution. It's the next
I love that.
evolution of
a
homeopathy.
lot of great verbiage today.
Yeah.
Digital homeopathy.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
Many people compare our products or ask us, is this homeopathy? Because homeopathic remedies come from, let's say, plants or flowers. And in order to get a homeopathic remedy, I'll call it, you take the dilution of the dilution of the dilution
It's
of
succussed,
that,
shaken, all these processes that it goes through.
all the way down to the energetic blueprint.
Right.
But the difference is,
Energetic blueprint.
yeah,
But yet, on the bottle, you still have to say where it came from because there's still that plant, of whatever, the flower, whatever
Right.
used in it.
right.
Ours is just a little bit different. And
Let me look.
because we
Let me
use the
take a look.
quantum radionics.
Right. And so the difference is, even with homeopathy, you'll still see the ingredients. So we say ours is digitized homeopathy
Right.
because
One of
Because
the
it's a-
arguments
it's a
against your
digital-
product, is about a guy named Steve Jobs, right?
Mhm.
The guy that built the iPhone.
Mhm.
He died at a very young age. He left $7 billion. He refused to take, you know, certain chemotherapy,
Yeah.
you know, traditional medicine, poison, really.
Mhm.
And he tried every homeopathic, you know, type of thing. And he died young. And they said that he could have easily prolonged his life if he took radiation and chemo and all that kind of stuff. I'm just saying. But
yes.
it's a stupid argument.
It's a choice.
'Cause
Yeah.
that's one.
And we're not
extreme.
saying also, Ross, that, you know, everyone has the right to choose what they want to put on and in their body. But who's to say if Steve Jobs took or did the chemotherapy that he wouldn't have ended up
Yeah.
the same way?
We don't know.
And
We don't know, right?
the
That's it.
side effects of that
Well,
chemotherapy.
if he lived, it's still
Right.
worth it.
But with that being said, we're not anti-medication pharma. We are
complementary and alternative to the
Correct.
things most people keep on hand in their medicine cabinet.
Like over-the-counter stuff mostly,
Yeah.
really. Like
Right.
Afrin for allergies.
Exactly.
And all that crap.
Exactly.
That's
The
right.
woman,
Tristan.
the woman that was taking the 25 years of medication, she was also using, I believe it was an Afrin or Flonase,
Right.
and
I've used all that stuff.
it was stuffing her nose up even more. But when she switched over to breathe, she literally said, "This is the first time that I've actually been able to smell."
Wow. Okay, well, I would say that this has been an amazing interview. I mean, we really covered a lot of ground. And I just want to know, is there anything that we haven't covered that you want to share with the audience today?
I think it's just important for everybody to take a step back and look and understand that there really are other things out there besides things that you think you know or that you have just been taught. And when people are more open to anything, the possibilities are endless. And it doesn't matter if you end up choosing that path, but just to have an open mind really is the start to making these changes.
And the other thing is, when we talk about especially women's health, if you are a pregnant woman, you have a responsibility.
Right. You can't take a lot of things, right?
You can't take a lot of things. And if you're suffering, you have to make a choice. Are you going to take chemical-based drugs that could potentially harm your unborn child? Or are you going to try a non-toxic, drug-free alternative that works with your body's innate wisdom instead of forcing a chemical reaction? We're just trying to offer a complementary and alternative solution that works for people and animals of all ages. There are no side effects, no contraindications, and it's one drop under your tongue.
It's great. I actually adore it right now. I'm very pro code. I
Thank
really
you.
want a code shirt without the ruffles.
We'll get you one.
I always like to ask a final question. I think you probably, I already think I know the answer, and I think you've shared with it, but it's still, I have to put it out there. It's 2026. 2031. Where do I see you ladies? Where are you ladies? Where is the code?
We intend for Code to be a global household brand all over the world.
We cracked the code, right?
Cracked the
We
code.
cracked the code.
Come crack the
Yeah.
code with us, Ross.
That's right.
I'm a code cracker, by the way.
All right.
That's
Yes.
my thing. I'm a disruptor.
Yes, as are we.
Yeah, I believe that. This has really been a great day. Thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
What a
for
privilege.
having us.
Thank you.
It
The,
has
the privilege was
is
ours.
ours.
And thank you all for tuning in.